Okay, say we need to order these fractions. 1/4, 1 1/2, 1/10, 7/8, 2/3. If we want to order them from smallest to largest, we call that ascending order. We'll start by drawing a number line starting at 0. Before the end we put 1 and halfway the half. So these are in very light gray, so they are just to guide us. First thing, usually easy to do, is to look for a mixed number. So a number greater than 1, a fraction greater than 1, greater than the whole. It could be also expressed as an improper fraction. So just look at this one here, 1 1/2. If we converted it to an improper fraction, it would actually be 3/2. So this is bigger than 1. So that's usually easier because we know that the fraction that is bigger than 1 needs to be sitting here to the right of the 1. So that one is gone. We don't need to worry about that fraction anymore. The second easiest thing to do, usually, is to look for a very large fraction, one that is very close to 1, still smaller than 1, but almost 1. So looking at these numbers, comparing the top with the bottom, numerator being very close to the denominator, which one gives us the idea of being really close to 1? Probably that one, 7 out of 8. So imagine it's like you have a whole that has been divided in 8 equal parts, and you have shaded 7 of those. So it's the idea of being almost 1. So put it really here to the left of the 1, but very close to it. And we can say we don't need to worry about that fraction anymore. Now, so what did we do? Larger than 1, smaller than 1, but very close to 1. Now we could try to find a very small fraction, almost 0 if we wanted to think that way. So out of these 3 here, which one would be really tiny? You can always imagine the idea of the whole divided into as many pieces as the number on the bottom tells us, and how many we shaded being the top number. Or you can also think where the difference there from top and bottom is very wide. How about the 1/10? So imagine your whole having been divided in 10 equal parts, and this is just a very small illustration here. So pretending we have 10 parts and we are shading just 1. It's just to give that idea that it's 1 out of 10. So this one here would be then our smallest one. So we still, of course, have a positive number here. It's a fraction, very close to 0, very small, gone. Now we are left with 2 fractions, and one way of deciding which one is smaller is to actually look and compare them with the half. That's why we have the gray half right there in the middle. So let's look at the quarter, and the quarter is probably a fraction that everyone is familiar with. So do we know if a quarter is smaller or bigger than half? If we do, we just place it to the left or to the right of the half. And in this case, yes, quarter is half of a half, so it should be sitting somewhere here. If this was not a so easy fraction like a quarter, or if we didn't realize that, we could think, okay, a quarter, what's half of the 4 that is sitting on the bottom? That is 2. Now comparing, if we were just looking at this idea, half of 4 is 2. So looking at the top number, is that number bigger or smaller than that 2? it is smaller. So that's why the quarter is also smaller than a half. So if we have the bottom number and then compare the top with it, that will give us the idea if it's to the left or to the right of the half. So this one is gone. Let's use the same idea to do the 2/3 and see if it will help us. So 2/3, bigger or smaller than a half? We might know that in our heads, but let's try to use that idea. What's half of 3 on the bottom here? 1.5 or 1.5, or even if you said just 1 and a bit. Good. Now compare the top number, 2 compared to 1.5. Is it bigger or smaller? It's bigger. So it means the original fraction 2/3 should be greater than a half, and it will be sitting to the right of the half. So here we have these fractions in ascending order. Of course, we wouldn't show in our final answer the 0, the half, or the 1. And in the case we were asked to write this in descending order, going down, we would simply start from the last one, the 1.5, and follow that with the same order but going down, going from right to left. But this is now the numbers in ascending order.